So welcome to Albany County Direct. I'm your host, County Executive Dan McCoy. And for today's episode, I'm joined by Enforcement Technician Michael, who's here to help us oversee the Albany County School Bus Safety Program. So I do want to say to you, thank you for being here. And Mike, for the listeners who may not be familiar how the stop arm camera system actually works, from a technical and enforcement standpoint, how would you answer that question?
That's a great question. So the technical aspect, we just had Ravina jump on board with the program. So I'll use them as an example. Once they decide to join, Bus Patrol sends a crew out to the school, and they go through the process of installing cameras on all their buses. Not only are they installing cameras, but they're also installing LTE network to upload to their cloud servers. So once the buses are completely outfitted with cameras, they go out on their routes. When they return and they park, all the footage and data is uploaded to the Bus Patrol cloud servers, and they then have a team of people reviewing all of that video from each bus that is out on the road that day.
Which you actually just broke it down in simple terms, right? And for the listeners, one of the things is everyone goes, well, how much revenue you get? It's 60-40. Bus Patrol gets 60%, we get 40%. And they're like, well, why don't you get more? People don't realize the technical equipment and cameras that have to go on every bus and the systems that have to be put in place. And on top of that, Queens did try to do it on their own, and it was an epic failure because they tried to do it. It's so expensive. You have to have technicians that can capable to upload the systems, fix them when they're down. There's a lot that goes behind it. It's just not like a red light camera you'd see on the street, right? You can go there, but these buses are all over the county. So it's there's a lot that goes into it. And but I do want to say, once a violation is captured on camera, what is the process for a review from when the ticket's issued? What happens next? So somebody gets a ticket in the mail and they say, I agree, you don't agree, but what's the steps that happen?
So once Bus Patrol determines they see a violation, what they do is they create an evidence package.
Yep.
Okay, and then the evidence packages include still frame photos, video footage, GPS location, bus inspection records. There's a lot that goes into it. And then once they have the evidence package, they then send that out to the municipalities. The municipalities have people, who would be me.
Yep.
Or other municipalities may have police officers doing the reviewing, but somebody's reviewing the evidence packages, and they are signing off that, yes, this is a violation, or no, this is not, and here's why. So there's not only are the municipalities reviewing the evidence packages and the video footage, but you have AI filters through Bus Patrol and human reviewers who are also viewing the videos that are being put into the evidence packages.
Which is pretty interesting because the person that gets a ticket, as you just said, AI is involved with this. AI is, people should be aware of, is taking over a lot. Then you have the human factor, you reviewing it after it says yay or nay. And then if they protest the ticket and it goes to court, and then it gets reviewed again, correct?
Correct. So the process in court, it's quite simple. They basically are going to pull up the video, and the judge and the prosecutor are going to look at it, and it's going to be pretty evident. They're going to look at the video and say, yes, that's a violation, or no, it's not, because of certain reasons, certain factors will throw out violations. But it's, it comes down to, it's pretty hard to argue, I didn't do this. And then they open the video.
It's right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's crazy. And we just had a press conference on this, and it was alarming. And quite honestly, I used to see a lot more videos, and I didn't want to, because it's so disturbing. And I feel bad for the bus drivers every day that are out there, because not only do they have our most precious things, our children. They have to worry about the kids on the bus, getting them on and off safely. They got to worry about traffic, construction, everything going on. And there's a lot on these drivers, right? And there's a lot of stress. And, when we had that press conference, we shared the video of the incident where Wyatt, 6th grader at Ravina Queeman, Selkirk Middle School, got off the bus and literally had to run for his life. And not only did the car go to the right side, it went, instead of going to the left, it went to the right because it saw the stop sign and said, well, if I go the other way, not thinking, I want to say to this, I'll say gentlemen, because I'm being nice. Do you have kids that ever took the bus or know people that took the bus? And for doing, common sense would tell you that they exit to the right? Just like a passenger in a car, they're exiting to right. Some in the backseat, they can go left. So, it's scary, and for this kid to walk in the house, and I was saying this at the press conference to the mother, to come in, you're waiting for him to say, hey, I want a snack, don't throw yourself, give me your lunch box, and the kid's ready to go have some fun and say, oh yeah, I almost got taken out by a car. Right?
It's shocking. That video was especially shocking, but no kid should ever get off the bus and have to run for his life. And I think that's really what this program is focused on. Like you said, our children are so valuable, so important. And this program is taking that into account, trying to keep our kids safe, trying to keep our roads safe, and trying to make sure that no other parent has to stand up on the podium with you like Wyatt's mom did on Tuesday and have tears in her eyes,
right,
watching that video of her son running for his life. I think a lot of people get caught up in the other aspects of this program, and they forget that at the crux of this, at the heart of the matter, is our kids and keeping them safe.
And all great points. And, it's a stark reminder that these are not just traffic infractions. The real moments that could end in tragedy, and no one wants that. And I say we're dancing with the devil every day, because at any given second, every day, kids getting off on a bus, or a car almost takes a bus out, or a car accident. These are tragedies that can happen. We don't want that, and it's bothersome, But one of the things I want to remind the listeners, and I said this. Yeah, you get a $250 fine. It goes up to $300, and I've had people call me, to get out of it, and from all walks of life. And I'm like, no. And I'm like, I'm okay living with this. And one of the conscious decisions we did with the legislature in my office when we implemented all this program was we could take that revenue. It's $1 million revenue comes in. God knows with the great, big, beautiful bill and with the state Senate and Assembly or the governor's, what's going to happen with the state budget next year, we may need it. But we have consciously said, hey, we're going to the school districts. I did a Zoom call with the superintendents. How can we help out? So we do education, billboards up along the roadways, buses on CDTA. We started we put a resource officer back in a school district that couldn't afford it anymore, mental health providers. We offered all of them, and I think it was South Colony that took up the getting teachers back to teaching, for the driver ed. We're really trying to give back and saying, hey, look, this shouldn't be a revenue source grab. This is not a hidden tax. This is for the safety, and I'd be like kind of a hypocrite if we were using the money elsewhere, right? Because we're saying, okay, we're gonna take it here, but we're not gonna educate the public. I want that money to go away. I want it to shrink. I hope someday, and the tickets have been going down, and which is great. And then first offenders, I want to put this out there, 94% don't reoffend. 94%. That's an awesome number. Maybe because the sticker shock at $250, that's going to hurt anyone to pay that. I had this cute little old lady, and I say that in the most respectful way, calling me up, and she's so cute, and she's, Daniel, I don't have the money, and what am I gonna? And I'm feeling bad. And honestly, I don't want to say in my office who, because I want to, stop me. I was going to go pay it. I'm like, I just felt so bad. And she's like, I didn't mean it. I've learned my lesson, and it's hard, right? It's so hard. And it shows, like, we have to do a better job educating drivers. And I wish, like, when it's been a long time, so maybe one of the listeners can clarify this for me. when you do your 5-hour or you go for your you do the pre-licenses, is this a step that people have to take? Like, do they understand the traffic laws for buses and stuff like that? I don't know, so I don't want to say either way, but it's something we should look at. But, fortunately that why it's distraction recently joined in our program in September. In the school joining on with us, we captured this, which is great. And I want to say to all the eligible schools that are participating in this program, thank you, because it is about safety for the students. And we're going to stay committed with this program to do it and to hopefully stop people from doing this and, directly go to the public and continue to educate. But before we wrap up, Mike, is there anything you'd like to add to this? Because, look, you got a difficult job, too, and I wouldn't want to be you. I wouldn't want to have to look at these videos all day. Not the fact, you're a Yankee fan, but I'll let that go. And I'm glad you don't have a Yankee shirt on today. So let's go Mets. That's all I'm going to say.
That was an intentional omission. Usually dressed down Friday, I do have an NY on.
Oh, I realized it over all these years, and I do make a comment, and yet you still wear it. So, but I do want to say, all kidding aside, man, just like, the fact that you have to watch these videos every day, it has to get to you.
I mean, when you see something like why I went through that, I think that gets to anybody. But there are other videos and there are other instances where I just shake my head because it's just, it takes a second where a kid's looking at his phone and he's crossing and a vehicle is going to pass. And like you said, the educational part of this, I think, is really the biggest part of this. I can't even tell you how many times I've had somebody come up to me and say, I have to stop if I'm on the other side of a 4-lane road, like Central Ave. People don't.
I didn't know that myself until this started happening. I'm like, what do you mean? You're across the street on Central Avenue. You're 3 lanes over. Why do I got to stop?
Right.
It's the law.
Yep,
it's the law.
Is. And a lot of people were shocked to find that out. Right. And there's even some people who didn't know about 1174A at all. So I think the educational part of this is critical. I think a lot of people in the county now are more aware and more educated. And when you have that knowledge and you get behind the wheel with that knowledge, you're going to be a safer driver and you're going to use caution around the school buses. And I think that you and your team have done a wonderful job of educate. Every time you get a chance to get in front of a camera or on a microphone, you're educating everyone about this program and the wonderful benefits of it.
No, and thanks for sharing that insight, because it's so important of a topic, right? Because the last thing I want to do is have a press conference going, see, I told you this is going to happen. I hope that day never happens. Knock on wood. I pray to God every day that doesn't happen. Even a kid hit. I don't want to see any of that stuff. I don't want to hear about it. It's this is a good reason to practice. Take your time, people. Listen to what I say now. Nothing's worth passing a bus. Nothing's worth past doing that. Take your time and, honestly, it's better to be 15 minutes late or 20 minutes late than have a tragic accident. So please, people, drive safe and take care. And before, I'd like to thank you for, Mike, today, for joining me today for this important work that you're doing, because it is important work. So I do want to say thank you. And thank you for the listeners. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to check out our other episodes on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to stay in the know. Thank you.
Thank you.